Hello everybody, today at Art Supply Guide, what we're going to do is we're going to draw hands. Now, I get people asking me, hey, how do I draw hands? Where do I start? How do I make them not look like sausages? Or how do I make them look anatomically correct? And the number one thing I tell people is just practice, practice, practice. Even to this day, again, like I've said in my other videos, do not be ashamed of using references. I still to this day use references for hands holding a coffee, hands hand holding, hands on the hips. You'll see a lot of times, which is what I used to do, is when people want to draw hands, I just draw like the elbow. This is a rough drawing. They'll just do this. They'll draw like a little triangle and then a pocket. Typically people do that, which is which yeah, can happen. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you guys just step by step how to draw just a basic hand by the side. So really you would only draw one major finger and then the rest is just behind the hand. So I'm gonna show you. So first what you wanna do is you wanna start off with a joint. Because again, we can't start, we have to build the skeleton and then build it up. Now what we're gonna do is from the circle, which is the joint or your wrist, we're gonna come down and just draw lightly, mind you, a little bit out, kind of like we're completing it. Then what we're gonna do from there is about here, just draw a little line. Almost looks like a gas station pump. So now that you've done that, you go to this line right here that you've done and you draw another little circle. And what this is this knuckle part of your hand. And after that, you're gonna draw another little line and then another circle, a little bit smaller, and that's gonna represent this part of your finger. Now the thing with drawing hands is this joint right here, you don't have to draw this joint because typically with fingers, they don't all move each joint by one. So then after you do that, you just draw another line. I'm gonna draw mine slanted like that. So then after you draw that, what you do is a little bit lighter, come around. I like to draw the rest of the arm, just like draw that up. And then with this, you would just follow the line. So like that, and then come around right there. So that's gonna be your thumb. So because this is your hand, you're gonna take this and kind of little arch. You're gonna come like that. Just gonna connect the lines like that. And then do the outside, connect it at the point. Then do the same thing, point to the circle, circle, and then do that. And after you do that, what you're gonna do is on the back of your hand, you're just going to draw a line and then up, line up, line up. So then your hand is behind it. Now I'm looking at my hand and I'm like, okay, you know what? The thumb is a little bit weird. Again, this is why we have erasers. So like I made mistakes. So we're gonna draw the hand a little bit. Okay. So really all I did was I just kind of erased it because my thumb was a little bit more hitchhiker's thumb, which means it went like, you know? So now that it's done that, and yes. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back and erase this. And because I lightly erased it, I can just come back over it like that. So her hand is a little bit more, instead of it being kind of straight, her hand is a little bit like this, which was what I was going for. And then, yep, and then there you go. And I'm gonna come around and actually kind of lengthen that a little bit. Okay, and there you go. That's how you draw a hand. Another way of doing it is having the hand be out, like having all fingers. Again, this is gonna take a little bit of practice, but what you wanna do is, again, start off with a circle, and then you're gonna come around, and typically hands are always gonna have this shape. And what this represents is, again, this is the wrist, and this is gonna be the palm or the back of your hand. And after that, let's see, I'm gonna draw joint here, joint here, joint here, and joint here. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna have it be the right hand. So then the thumb would be over here. So I made a little bit mistake last time, so this time I'm gonna add a bigger line. Then I'm gonna come around, and this is the index finger. And remember, the middle finger is gonna be the longest, so you can start with that one, but I like going here. And then it's just gonna be a little bit higher. And then these are gonna be about the same. These are pretty much gonna be the same length, and then your pinky is gonna be the shortest. And if you're sitting there like, oh my gosh, well, they're all the same, or they don't look good, well, that's why you have your eraser, and you can just start over. Now, because this is the thumb, the joints are a little bit different, so I'm just gonna draw a line. That's gonna be that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the index finger first. So the knuckle, again, I'm gonna combine that, do the tip of that, tip, go, and then here from this to here, and because it is at an angle, this one is mostly the one you have to have where it's in the middle. Everything else could kind of be on top of it. So this is gonna be here, that's there, and then connecting to there, and then this can actually go behind that finger a little bit, and here to there, here, outside, here, outside. There you go. And now with your thumb, what you're gonna do is and because the thumb is a little bit leafy looking, we're gonna kinda fix it. Gotta make it go out a little bit. And even look at your own thumb for a reference, because you can definitely do that. And then now I'm gonna come back and erase it. I erased a little bit more than I wanted to, but it's okay. I outlined it a little bit darker. It's fine. Now here's something I just noticed that I did. The thumb and the index are gonna connect. They're not gonna overlap on each other. Come around. Just gonna retrace this. There we go. And then that is a hand to the side. And then another thing we're gonna do is hand on hips, because that's actually a very, that's a very common one, especially when drawing females or fashion, what I do. So I'm actually gonna draw like a waist line here, and I'm actually gonna start out with her on her hip. So I'm gonna come out, draw the ankle. Again, you're gonna wanna draw the shape. This is a little bit different because the hand is angled a bit. So now that you have the palm, you just, and because the thumb is gonna be up here, this is gonna be your pinky. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And similar to the other one, you're just gonna make the joint lines. Right. Actually, you know what I wanna do? I wanna have this one come out a little bit and then do here. And then I'm just gonna have my joint right there. So then doing what I've used in these two, come around, joint, then I'm gonna have the lines, and this one is gonna be, all right, and then And again, the more you practice, the more you get used to it, the more you can just kind of pick something up. And I'm just gonna fix that. In fact, I'm just gonna actually have her waist here because I don't really like the thumb that much. And this is just a little trick you can do. So her thumb would be on the back end of her waist. I'm gonna go ahead and erase that. And we're gonna come back over. Oops. Made her hand a little hairy there. It's okay, I'll go back and fix it. Right. Now these are very rough sketches, but this is just to give you the idea of how it would be done. Messed up a little bit there, it's okay. And again, even to this day, like think of yourself is what I like to, and actually I'm just gonna get rid of this thumb. I don't like where it's going. And a lot of times with art and then drawing and doing hands or feet or anything like that, you have to think of yourself as more like leveling as if you're in a game. So let's say I'm a level 22 human, but maybe my hand skills are only level 2. So I might only have 2 years of experience drawing hands, which is totally fine. But I know that the more I practice, the more I'll get better, and the more I can just, if I wanted to draw a hand, I can just draw it. But know that whenever you're drawing references, it is totally fine to look at some. There's no cheating or no nothing. I know several costume designers and fashion designers, and they still use references to this day. And they'll still go back and look at hand models and skeletal systems of hands and different things for one picture to put on hands. So never be ashamed of looking at references. Okay guys, that is it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and check out our website at artsupplyguide.com.